Greetings, fellow historians. Welcome to the Forbidden Codex of History, where we delve into the hidden, obscure, and unresolved mysteries of the past, exploring forgotten civilizations, enigmatic artifacts, unsolved historical events, and so much more. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Now let's delve into today's mystery. The Nazca Lines. In the heart of the Peruvian desert lies one of the world's most enigmatic and captivating archaeological wonders, the Nazca Lines. These massive geoglyphs, etched into the arid landscape over 2,000 years ago, depict intricate patterns, geometric shapes, and animal figures, some spanning hundreds of meters. Discovered in the 20th century, the Nazca Lines have fascinated researchers, archaeologists, and travelers alike, sparking debates about their origins, purpose, and meaning. Were they sacred pathways, astronomical calendars, or messages to the gods? Despite decades of study, the mystery of the Nazca Lines endures, challenging our understanding of ancient cultures and their capabilities. This exploration delves into the origins, discovery, and research surrounding the Nazca Lines. We will examine the evidence provided by ancient texts, archaeological findings, modern technologies, and the perspectives of leading researchers. By the end, we hope to unravel some of the secrets of these incredible creations while appreciating the enduring enigma they represent. Chapter 1. Discovery and Documentation. The Nazca Lines were first brought to the world's attention in the 1920s when Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Mejia Zespe stumbled upon them during a field survey. Mejia Zespe observed these formations while walking along the Peruvian desert and initially believed them to be part of ancient ceremonial pathways. He documented his findings, but lacked the resources to conduct a detailed investigation at the time. His observations, however, laid the groundwork for future studies. With the advent of air travel in the 1930s, pilots flying over the Nazca Desert provided the first glimpses of the true scale and complexity of these formations. Among these pilots, commercial aviators described seeing immense designs depicting animals, plants, and geometric patterns, which could only be fully appreciated from above. This newfound perspective ignited global interest and prompted researchers to take a closer look. The systematic study of the Nazca Lines began in earnest with American historian Paul Kosok in the late 1930s and early 1940s. Often referred to as the father of Nazca studies, Kosok first observed the geoglyphs during his research on ancient irrigation systems in Peru. In 1941, while flying over the region, he famously described the lines as the largest astronomy book in the world, after noticing their apparent alignment with the winter solstice. Kosok's aerial surveys and preliminary mappings revealed the vastness of the geoglyphs, inspiring others to follow in his footsteps. Maria Reiche, a German mathematician and archaeologist, became one of the most prominent figures in the study of the Nazca Lines. Arriving in Peru in the 1940s, Reiche dedicated her life to documenting the geoglyphs. She meticulously measured and catalogued the formations, using tools such as compasses and measuring tapes to chart their dimensions and spatial relationships. Reiche expanded on Kosok's astronomical hypothesis, proposing that the lines functioned as a sophisticated calendar marking solstices, equinoxes, and celestial movements. Her passion and tireless advocacy helped raise awareness of the geoglyphs' significance, and she played a key role in securing their preservation. Reiche's work earned her the moniker Lady of the Lines. Beyond Reiche, researchers like Dr. Anthony Aveni, a pioneer in the field of archaeoastronomy, later contributed to the study of the lines' alignments and potential cultural significance. Early documentation efforts combined aerial photography, ground-based measurements, and ethnographic comparisons to piece together the puzzle of the Nazca Lines. These pioneering efforts highlighted not only the geoglyphs' extraordinary scale and artistic complexity, but also the enduring mystery of their origins and purpose. The Nazca Lines were first brought to the world's attention in the 1920s, when Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Mejia Gespe stumbled upon them during a field survey. From the ground, these geoglyphs appeared as little more than shallow grooves in the desert soil. However, with the advent of air travel in the 1930s, pilots flying over the Nazca Desert noticed the true scale and intricacy of the designs. Images of monkeys, hummingbirds, spiders, and more became visible, igniting widespread interest and intrigue. Early documentation efforts were spearheaded by Mejia Gespe and American historian Paul Kosok, often referred to as the father of Nazca studies. Kosok's work in the 1940s included aerial surveys and mapping, which revealed the immense scope of the geoglyphs. Maria Reiche, a German mathematician and archaeologist, later dedicated her life to studying the lines. Reiche meticulously documented her research in key publications such as Mystery on the Desert, 1968, where she detailed her hypothesis that the geoglyphs were part of an elaborate astronomical calendar. She proposed that specific lines corresponded to celestial alignments, including solstices and equinoxes, and emphasized their function as markers for agricultural cycles. Her work often involved painstaking field measurements, with tools like compasses and measuring tapes, reflecting her rigorous and methodical approach. Beyond her publications, Reiche also worked tirelessly to advocate for the preservation of the Nazca Lines, raising global awareness of their cultural and historical significance. She meticulously documented their dimensions, patterns, and alignments, arguing that the Nazca Lines were part of an astronomical calendar used by the ancient Nazca people. Reiche's passion for the geoglyphs helped preserve and protect them, earning her recognition as the Lady of the Lines. Chapter 2. The Nazca Civilization. The creators of the Nazca Lines were the Nazca people, an ancient civilization that thrived in the arid plains of southern Peru between 200 BCE and 600 CE. The Nazca culture is best known for its remarkable artistry, engineering achievements, and adaptability to one of the world's most inhospitable environments. Their society was centered in the Rio Grande de Nazca drainage basin, a region characterized by extreme aridity and minimal rainfall. Despite these challenges, the Nazca people developed innovative techniques to sustain their civilization and leave an enduring mark on history. One of the most impressive feats of the Nazca civilization was their mastery of water management. The desert environment posed significant challenges for agriculture, yet the Nazca people thrived through the construction of a sophisticated network of underground aqueducts known as puquios. These subterranean channels, lined with stone and equipped with access holes for maintenance, tapped into underground water sources to irrigate fields. Many of these puquios remain functional to this day, a testament to the engineering expertise of the Nazca people. The ability to ensure a consistent water supply allowed them to cultivate crops such as maize, beans, squash, and cotton, which formed the foundation of their economy. The Nazca were also skilled artisans, producing highly distinctive pottery and textiles that often depicted intricate designs and vibrant colors. Their ceramics, characterized by bold geometric patterns and depictions of flora, fauna, and mythological figures, provide valuable insights into their beliefs and daily life. The motifs seen on Nazca pottery bear a striking resemblance to the shapes and patterns of the geoglyphs, suggesting a shared symbolic language. Textiles, woven with fine materials such as alpaca, wool, and cotton, were equally elaborate and often featured ceremonial imagery. Religious and ceremonial practices played a central role in Nazca society, with their cosmology deeply intertwined with their environment. Archaeological excavations, led by Peruvian archaeologist Julio C. Tello, and later by German archaeologist Marcus Reindel and his team, have uncovered ceremonial sites and artifacts near the geoglyphs. These findings indicate that the Nazca Lines were likely part of a larger cultural and ritualistic framework. Offerings such as shells, pottery fragments, and even human remains discovered at some of these sites suggest that the geoglyphs were used for religious ceremonies, possibly to honor deities or appeal for agricultural fertility and rainfall. Furthermore, the Nazca civilization's artistic and architectural achievements are evident in structures such as Cahuachi, a ceremonial center located near the Nazca Lines. This complex, consisting of adobe pyramids, plazas, and ceremonial mounds, was likely a focal point for religious gatherings and rituals. Excavations at Cahuachi have revealed caches of ceremonial artifacts, including textiles, pottery, and trophy heads, which provide further evidence of the spiritual significance of the Nazca Lines and their connection to the broader cultural practices of the Nazca people. Through their engineering ingenuity, artistic expression, and spiritual devotion, the Nazca civilization left an indelible legacy. The Nazca Lines, as their most iconic creation, serve as a window into the values, beliefs, and aspirations of this ancient culture. However, as much as these geoglyphs reveal about the Nazca people, they also raise questions about the motivations and methods behind their construction, ensuring that the mystery of the Nazca Lines continues to endure. What do you think about the Nazca civilization? Let us know in the comments below. Chapter 3. Construction Techniques and Materials. The construction of the Nazca Lines reflects a sophisticated understanding of engineering, environmental conditions, and artistic design. These geoglyphs were created by removing the dark, oxidized top layer of desert soil, known as desert varnish, to reveal the lighter, unoxidized layer beneath. This simple yet effective technique allowed the lines to stand out against the surrounding landscape. The dry and windless climate of the Nazca Desert has helped preserve the lines for over 2 millennia, preventing significant erosion. Archaeologists have identified specific tools and methods used by the Nazca people to achieve the precision evident in the geoglyphs. Stones were likely employed as basic tools to scrape and remove the topsoil. Wooden stakes and ropes may have been used to mark out straight lines and geometric shapes. Excavations have uncovered evidence of these stakes, suggesting that the Nazca employed a rudimentary but highly effective surveying system to design and execute their large-scale artworks. For more complex designs, such as the animal figures, it is believed that smaller-scale sketches were first created and then enlarged using a grid system. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Nazca Lines is the scale and complexity of the designs, which range from simple lines to intricate figures such as the hummingbird, monkey, and spider. These designs often span hundreds of meters, raising questions about how the Nazca people could create such precise and large-scale works without aerial perspectives. Researchers like Dr. Clive Ruggles and Dr. Marcus Reindel have studied the geoglyphs extensively, proposing that the designs were created with the help of ground-based measurements and sight lines from nearby hills. The materials used to construct the geoglyphs were sourced locally, with the natural landscape providing the necessary resources. The desert varnish, a dark patina formed by the oxidation of minerals on the surface rocks, was removed to create contrast. This process required significant labor and coordination, suggesting that the creation of the lines was a communal effort, possibly involving multiple generations. The lack of significant disturbances or modifications to the geoglyphs over time indicates their importance and reverence within Nazca society. Modern studies have utilized advanced technologies to further understand the construction techniques of the Nazca Lines. Ground-penetrating radar, satellite imagery, and drone surveys have provided detailed maps and insights into the geoglyphs' structure and composition. These technologies have also revealed previously unknown lines and figures, expanding the scope of the Nazca Lines and offering new opportunities for research. The construction of the Nazca Lines showcases the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the Nazca people. Their ability to create such monumental works of art and engineering without the benefit of modern tools or technology is a testament to their creativity and cultural values. As researchers continue to Chapter 4. Theories and Interpretations. The purpose of the Nazca Lines remains one of the most compelling mysteries of archaeology. Over the decades, scholars and enthusiasts have proposed various interpretations, ranging from astronomical calendars to ritual pathways and even extraterrestrial communication. Each theory sheds light on a different facet of the Nazca culture, its environment, and its worldview. This chapter explores these interpretations in depth, drawing on evidence from archaeological findings, ethnographic studies, and cultural symbolism. Theory number 1. Astronomical alignments. Paul Kosok's observation in the 1940s that some of the Nazca Lines align with celestial events, such as the winter solstice, laid the foundation for the astronomical theory. Kosok and Maria Reiche expanded on this idea, suggesting that the geoglyphs functioned as a giant astronomical calendar used to track solstices, equinoxes, and other important celestial phenomena. In the 1970s and 1980s, archaeoastronomer Dr. Anthony Avini conducted detailed studies of the geoglyphs' alignments, corroborating that certain lines do point to celestial events. However, Aveni noted that these alignments account for only a fraction of the designs, leaving the purpose of the remaining geoglyphs unexplained. Despite these limitations, the astronomical theory emphasizes the advanced observational skills of the Nazca people and their intimate connection to the cosmos. The hummingbird and spider geoglyphs, for instance, have been linked to constellations or stellar configurations, suggesting that some figures may have held symbolic associations with the night sky. Ethnographic parallels with Andean cultures that use celestial phenomena for agricultural planning provide additional support for this theory, highlighting how the Nazca Lines may have served practical purposes alongside their spiritual significance. Theory number 2. Ritual pathways. Johann Reinhardt's groundbreaking research in the 1980s and 1990s introduced the theory that the Nazca Lines were primarily ritualistic in nature. Reinhardt argued that the geoglyphs were used as ceremonial pathways during religious processions, possibly involving offerings to deities or rituals intended to ensure agricultural fertility. Archaeological evidence supports this hypothesis. Pottery fragments, shells, and even human remains have been discovered along some of the lines and near geoglyphs. These artifacts suggest that the lines were sites of ritual activity, where offerings were made to appease gods or secure water, a precious resource in the arid Nazca region. Reinhardt emphasized the importance of the Nazca Desert as a sacred landscape, noting that the lines were not merely artistic expressions, but integral components of the Nazca's spiritual and cultural identity. The connection between the geoglyphs and water rituals is particularly compelling. The spider geoglyph, for example, has been linked to the water spider, a creature associated with rain in Nazca mythology. Similarly, the trapezoids and zigzag patterns may symbolize rivers or water flow, further underscoring the line's potential role in ceremonies invoking rain and agricultural abundance. Theory number 3. Water cult worship. Building on Reinhardt's findings, researchers such as Marcus Reindel have proposed that the Nazca Lines were specifically tied to water cult worship. The Nazca civilization's reliance on water for survival in an arid environment made it a central focus of their religious practices. Reindel's excavations near the lines have uncovered ceremonial platforms and offering sites where evidence of ritual activities, including the placement of marine shells and other water-related items, suggests a deep reverence for water deities. The depiction of animals such as monkeys and birds, which are associated with tropical and water-rich environments, reinforces the idea that the geoglyphs were created to honor or appeal to these deities. This theory aligns with broader Andean traditions, where rituals to secure rainfall and ensure agricultural fertility were common. The Nazca Lines, in this context, can be understood as a vast ceremonial complex designed to bridge the earthly and divine realms, ensuring the survival and prosperity of the Nazca people. Theory number 4. Extraterrestrial origins. One of the most sensational theories regarding the Nazca Lines was proposed in the 1960s by Swiss author Erich von Däniken, who popularized the idea that the geoglyphs were created with extraterrestrial assistance. In his book, Chariots of the Gods, von Däniken argued that the sheer scale and precision of the lines, which can only be fully appreciated from the air, were beyond the capabilities of an ancient civilization using primitive tools. He suggested that the lines served as landing strips for alien spacecraft, or as messages intended for extraterrestrial visitors. Von Däniken's theory gained traction among those who found parallels between the Nazca Lines and other mysterious formations around the world. For example, the astronaut geoglyph. One of the Nazca Lines depicts a humanoid figure with an oversized head and outstretched arm, often nicknamed the astronaut. Supporters of the alien theory interpret this figure as a depiction of an extraterrestrial being, perhaps worshipped by the Nazca as a deity or guide. Pyramids of Egypt. Like the Nazca Lines, the construction of the Egyptian pyramids has sparked similar theories about extraterrestrial involvement. Proponents argue that advanced knowledge and technology would have been required to build such precise structures. Stonehenge in England. The astronomical alignments of Stonehenge are often cited alongside the Nazca Lines as evidence of a shared, possibly extraterrestrial, influence on ancient cultures. Crop circles. Although more modern and often proven to be hoaxes, crop circles share visual similarities with the Nazca Lines in their geometric precision and enigmatic appearance. Their connection to UFO sightings perpetuates the belief in alien communication through earthbound symbols. The Nazca Lines are not unique in their large-scale earth art. Other geoglyphs, such as those found in the Atacama Desert in Chile, the Uffington Whitehorse in England, and the Blythe intaglios in California, have also raised questions about their creators and purpose. The Atacama giant, located in Chile, this massive figure is similar in style and scale to the Nazca Lines, and some argue that its geometric precision suggests advanced planning and execution. The blithe intaglios. These giant figures in the California desert bear a striking resemblance to the Nazca Lines, raising questions about whether ancient cultures across the globe shared knowledge or inspiration. Carvings on Easter Island. The Moai statues of Easter Island, though different in medium, are often linked to the same narrative of advanced or extraterrestrial influence due to their sheer size and mysterious origins. Supporters of the extraterrestrial hypothesis argue that such global similarities suggest a connection beyond human capability or cultural exchange, proposing instead that extraterrestrial beings may have influenced or directly aided these ancient projects. Despite its allure, the extraterrestrial theory has been met with widespread skepticism among archaeologists and scientists. Critics argue that attributing these achievements to aliens undermines the ingenuity and resourcefulness of ancient civilizations. Numerous studies have demonstrated that the Nazca Lines could be created using simple tools and techniques available to the Nazca people. For instance, experiments with stakes and ropes have shown how straight lines and large-scale figures can be accurately constructed without advanced technology. Additionally, the cultural and spiritual significance of the geoglyphs aligns closely with Andean traditions, making it unnecessary to invoke extraterrestrial involvement. The Nazca people's knowledge of astronomy, engineering, and religious symbolism is sufficient to explain the creation of the lines. Despite the scientific explanations, the idea of extraterrestrial involvement continues to captivate the public imagination. This is partly due to the inherent mystery of the Nazca Lines and their remote location, which seems to defy conventional explanations. Documentaries, books, and popular media have perpetuated the alien hypothesis, blending science fiction with archaeology to create a narrative that fascinates audiences worldwide. In many ways, the extraterrestrial theory reflects humanity's curiosity about the unknown and our fascination with the possibility of contact with intelligent life beyond Earth. While evidence supporting this theory remains speculative at best, it has ensured that the Nazca Lines remain a symbol of wonder and intrigue, inviting us to question the boundaries of human achievement and the mysteries of our ancient past. Which is the best theory for you? Let us know in the comments down below. Chapter 5. Preservation and Modern Significance. The Nazca Lines have stood as a testament to human ingenuity for over 2 millennia, surviving the passage of time in one of the harshest environments on Earth. However, their survival is not guaranteed. Modern challenges, including environmental threats, human activity, and shifting priorities in cultural preservation, pose significant risks to these fragile geoglyphs. The arid climate of the Peruvian desert has played a critical role in preserving the Nazca Lines. The region receives minimal rainfall, less than 25 millimeters annually, and experiences little wind, preventing erosion. However, this unnatural preservation is increasingly threatened by external factors, necessitating active conservation efforts. In 1994, the Nazca Lines were inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a critical step in recognizing their cultural and historical significance. This designation brought international attention to the geoglyphs and facilitated funding and expertise for preservation efforts. The Peruvian government, in collaboration with UNESCO, established a management plan to monitor and protect the site, including restricting access to unauthorized vehicles and foot traffic. Modern technology has become a powerful ally in the fight to preserve the Nazca Lines. Drones equipped with high-resolution cameras, LiDAR, light detection and ranging, and satellite imagery are now used to monitor the geoglyph's condition. These tools allow researchers to detect subtle changes in the landscape, such as erosion or damage caused by human activity, and take proactive measures to mitigate risks. In addition, photogrammetry and 3D modeling have been employed to create detailed digital records of the geoglyphs. These records not only aid in preservation, but also serve as invaluable resources for research and education, allowing the Nazca Lines to be studied and appreciated by people worldwide. Occasionally, restoration projects are undertaken to address specific areas of damage. For instance, efforts have been made to remove encroaching vegetation and repair sections of the lines affected by modern infrastructure. These projects are conducted with extreme care to avoid causing further harm to the geoglyphs. Archaeologists and preservationists work together to ensure that any interventions are minimally invasive and adhere to international conservation standards. Despite these efforts, several threats continue to endanger the Nazca Lines, highlighting the complexities of safeguarding such a unique and expansive heritage site. While the arid desert has protected the Nazca Lines for centuries, climate change poses an emerging risk. Unpredictable weather patterns, including increased rainfall and flooding, have the potential to erode the fragile surface of the desert and obscure the geoglyphs. In 2015, heavy rains caused significant damage to some parts of the site, underscoring the urgency of addressing climate-related risks. The greatest threats to the Nazca Lines come from human activity. Urban expansion, agricultural encroachment, and unregulated tourism have all had detrimental effects on the site. For example, vehicular damage. In 2018, a truck driver caused extensive damage by driving across several geoglyphs despite clear signage and barriers. This incident highlighted the need for stricter enforcement of protective measures. Mining and construction. The growth of mining and industrial activities in the region has encroached on the boundaries of the protected area, raising concerns about long-term impacts on the site. Illegal vandalism, graffiti, and other forms of vandalism have occasionally marred the geoglyphs, prompting calls for increased surveillance and penalties for offenders. The Nazca Lines are a major draw for tourists, contributing significantly to the local economy. However, the influx of visitors presents a dilemma: how to balance public access and education with the need to protect the geoglyphs. Overflights by small aircraft are a popular way to view the lines, but concerns have been raised about the environmental impact of these flights and the potential for accidents. Efforts are ongoing to regulate tourism in a way that minimizes harm while allowing people to experience the wonder of the Nazca Lines. Beyond their historical and archaeological value, the Nazca Lines hold profound significance in contemporary culture and science. The Nazca Lines are a testament to the ingenuity and artistic vision of the Nazca people, offering a glimpse into their worldview and spiritual practices. They remind us of humanity's capacity to create works of monumental scale and enduring beauty, even in the face of environmental challenges. As such, the geoglyphs inspire admiration and respect for the achievements of ancient civilizations. The Nazca Lines continue to be a focal point for scientific research, contributing to our understanding of ancient cultures, astronomy, and environmental adaptation. They also serve as an educational tool, sparking curiosity and fostering a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of human history and natural landscapes. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Nazca Lines are recognized as part of humanity's shared heritage, They transcend national boundaries, symbolizing the need for collective efforts to preserve our past for future generations. The ongoing study and conservation of the geoglyphs exemplify the importance of international collaboration in protecting cultural treasures. The Nazca Lines have captured the imagination of people around the world, inspiring artists, writers, filmmakers, and dreamers. From science fiction stories to documentaries, they continue to serve as a source of wonder and creativity, reminding us of the enduring mysteries that make our world so fascinating. Conclusion. The Nazca Lines continue to captivate and mystify, standing as a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of the ancient Nazca people. While modern research has unraveled some aspects of their construction and purpose, many questions remain unanswered. Are they celestial maps, ceremonial pathways, or artistic expressions of a lost culture? Perhaps they are all of these and more, embodying the complex relationship between humans and their environment. As we strive to understand the Nazca Lines, they remind us of the enduring power of mystery and the unyielding curiosity that drives us to explore the past. In their intricate patterns and enduring presence, the lines offer a glimpse into a world that, though long gone, continues to speak to us across the ages. And thus, the mystery goes on. Thank you for listening. If you like this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to watch that recommended video for you for more mysteries to uncover. We shall see you in our next session of The Forbidden Codex of History.